I just know that I have a family where I'm related to a lot of other men and women and children out there that I've never met. I have a hometown that despises me and I can't even go visit. I haven't had a childhood. I have very little education. And I basically amount to nothing to no one. I don't count when it comes to a legal system or the law. And even with reporting as I've done, everything that's happened, I'm still completely ignored. I tried every means and every way possible, legally, to get something done here. This report is more than 300 pages. This section here are all pages of where I've asked lawyers for help on this island, and all of the refusals, these are legal help refusals, where no legal help will help me, no legal firm or lawyer will help me in Newfoundland. This tag here are the children from my family and some of the abusers. Now these pages here are the lists of these. Here are some of my mother's customers here. Here we have T.L.E. Hickman, Finton Aylward, Fabian Aylward. Finton Aylward was Mr. Justice with T.L.E. Hickman as Chief Justice. Fabian Aylward was the mayor of St. Lawrence. Here we have Bill Matthews, a federal government MP, and also a previous Liberal MHA here in Newfoundland. Judy Crowley Foote, the Minister of Education, and her family members, her dad, Lyman, all of her uncles were customers of our mother and spent more time with our mother than their families. They were neighbors of our mother in Grandbank. Here I have two Salvation Army officers, a Major Cooper who was in Grandbank, who was a regular visitor to our house, who, when I asked him to come help us out, came to our house instead of helping us, became another customer of our mother's. We have a Captain Clarence Thompson, Salvation Army officer in Grandbank. After there for a year, Captain Thompson, because of the gossip and his involvement with our mother, was transferred away from Grandbank, but he liked the situation. A year or so later, Captain Thompson gets reassigned to Grandbank, and him and our mother were on a first name basis, and they bopped all over our house with a house full of children. Local businessmen the whole way down here. All of these people in Grandbank, a town of 2,500 people, named, listed, and given to all the authorities. This section here are letters that are not on my website. These are from, this letter here is from Peter MacKay. It's dated April the 4th, 2003. This is Peter MacKay, our now Foreign Affairs Minister. Here is a second letter from Peter MacKay. This one is November the 15th of 2005 from Susan Kyle, assistant to Peter MacKay in Mr. MacKay's office.
So they've got all, Peter MacKay and all these people in the federal government has also received all this information, the police reports and everything?
Yes, the full package as well. This letter here is from Mr. Joe Clark, and that's dated January the 8th of 2003 from Joe Clark. This one here is Mr. Dennis Mills. He's an MP, and the date on this one here from Dennis Mills is March the 2nd, 2004.
So a lot of these people have said they would try to help you, but so far nothing has happened.
Nothing, sir. This is a story I'd written, My Inheritance. I also have a letter here from Stephen Harper, and Mr. Harper said the same thing, that he would help me, but I spent 7 months in Ottawa, not even on a low from Mr. Harper. Mr. MacKay did come to speak to me 3 occasions in front of Parliament in Ottawa. And Mr. McKay's reply every time I asked him if he would help me, on all three occasions, his answer was, "We'll see." And I'm still waiting to see just what would occur, but nothing has gone down. This letter here is from Rolf Pritchard, the lawyer who represented me. This is a letter from my sister Joan Prior. I have a letter here from a niece, Betty Ann Prior, as well. These are all letters that I don't have published on the internet because I have no means or method of being able to do it.
But these are also corroborating all the abuse that took place in the house.
Yes, sir. It details abuses and letters from the MPs, such as Mr. Harper saying, "I'm sorry about what happened to your family. If I am elected, I will make sure that this situation will never happen to another family ever again." Well, when Mr. Harper got elected, I went to Ottawa. I spent 7 months there. I gave out 12,000 handouts. I have permits for 8 months there. I spent 7, and Mr. Harper not once spoke with me. In 7 months, the only MP that did anything on my behalf was my local member here from Conception Bay South, Mr. Norman Doyle, who took this entire 300 pages to Mr. Vic Tay's office and delivered it. And I must say, Mr. Tay's had Rob Nickerson and Andrew House in his office work on it. And as I said, in December, Andrew House called me and said the report was on the appropriate desk in Ottawa. Since then, all I've had is being arrested here in Newfoundland and a change of the Legal Justice Department in Ottawa. So basically, I don't know where it stands now, and I don't know even if charges will be dropped until the 28th of June when I go to the Supreme Court of Newfoundland. This entire section here, this is the RCMP statement from 1998 alone. Pete Cornick and Mark London. It's March the 9th of 1998. And this entire section here, 52 and a half hours of interviews at the White Hills RCMP detachment in St. John's. All these pages here are the 1998 statement to the RCMP. They told me many times that there was enough evidence already to lay charges, but in more than 2 years, the RCMP lead investigator in Grand Bank, Constable John Moore, lived less than 5 minutes walk, and the RCMP office in Grand Bank was less than 5 minutes walk from our home on Riverside West in Grand Bank, where our mother lived. In 2 years, John Moore not once spoke to our mother, who was basically the main culprit here. I asked him why he didn't bother to even go speak with her about it, and he said family members told me she wasn't feeling well. So I guess if I want to avoid any charges or any investigation, all I have to do is not feel well. Well, that didn't cut it with me, and it doesn't today. Anyone who can get away with this kind of criminal activity should be called to answer for it. And I'm quite sure that she's dead in 2000, but I would say by now she's answered to the proper authority. I certainly hope that the rest of them, at least, can answer here to the legal authorities, and at least something made of it so they can't get away with doing this to other people again.